Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for Fear the Walking Dead and the Walking Dead universe. We're here to do our weekly Q&A. We're also going to discuss the Troy Otto return, and do we think Madison is going to kill him again? Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe, and in today's video we're back with our weekly Walking Dead universe Q&A video. We're going to go through your comments and questions. You guys left a whole bunch in the comment section below. I'm going to try to run through as many as we can, although if your comment is not included in this video, do not worry, because the ones that are not included here will be included in the one next week, and we are going to, of course, do another one, because we still have, I'd say, about 4 weeks until we get Daryl Dixon, and around that time we're going to start doing, of course, a lot of Daryl Dixon videos. But for the next few weeks, I'm keeping these Q&As just, free. Like, basically anything about the Walking Dead universe, anything involving any show. It doesn't really matter what show it is. It could even be like, World Beyond related all these years later. I don't know why people would want to bring that up, but you know what I mean? My way of saying that you could really bring up any of these shows and, we'll go through them and, talk about them. So anyway, so I wanted to get started with a discussion topic for today, talking about Madison and Troy. So, this one I wanted to discuss because, I find this one to be quite interesting. Obviously, leading into the final episodes of Fear the Walking Dead, we know that Troy Otto is confirmed to be coming back. We also know that Madison is going to be very angry at him, from what we can tell from, the footage, of course. And we know that, of course, back in the day, Madison did, quote-unquote, kill him. So now the question is, and I want to ask all of you guys, do you think that there's a possibility for Madison to kill Troy again? So yeah, this is definitely a very good question, especially because we know that he's going after Madison. We know that the scene at the end of episode 6 is him grabbing the hammer that Madison hit him with, and we know that he's gathering all this stuff. He has Alicia's arm with him. He has all this stuff, and he's on his way to probably try to get revenge on Madison or something like that. Point being is that I think he's going to be a villain. He's definitely going to be a villain. He's definitely going to be an antagonist. That's why they're bringing him back, I think. I don't think this is going to be a Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 situation where it's like, I got to make up for what I did. Madison, we got to work together. No, I don't think they're going to do that. I think Troy's going to be a real problem. So, now that begs the question, will he end up dying at the end of Fear the Walking Dead, and will Madison finally put him to rest and kill him for good? Now, I do find it kind of funny because Madison is wielding that major, like, hammer or whatever that she can, like, swing in all directions and apparently, trip walkers and, kill walkers and all that stuff, which it's pretty badass, I must say. I do like it. The hammer that can go, like, around the world and stuff, pretty cool. So, yeah, I like that, but will she use that hammer, that upgraded hammer, to bash his head in and actually get the job done this time? Now, you guys are going to call me crazy. I know some people might actually disagree with me on this one, but we know that there are rumors right now of Fear the Walking Dead spinoffs happening after the main show. And to be honest, I'm probably going to have a lot of people that disagree with me on this one, but I'm going to test it. I'm going to see if it comes true. I think they're going to set up a Troy series. I do. I actually think that friggin' guy is going to get his own show. I really do. I think that we will get some sort of Troy spinoff, and I think it'll be some stuff in the current timeline, and we're going to get some flashbacks of what went on with him during the last, 12 years. Because you got to imagine that they're not going to be able to show us flashbacks of what happened to him. We only have 6 episodes left of Fear. They're not going to spend episodes going on, the previous timeline and what happened to him after the dam and stuff like that. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of things about his character that we're going to learn about, and I think they're going to give him a spinoff. I know that might sound insane. I know that might sound something, very outrageous, but I don't know. I feel like that guy's about to get his own spinoff, which is about to be freaking hilarious if they do that. But, yes, I think Resurrected Troy Otto will get a spinoff series, and I think that's one of the shows that they're planning on announcing after Fear the Walking Dead comes to an end, because we know that they're planning a few different shows from behind-the-scenes leaks that I've heard. It sounds like there are characters that they want to use after Fear the Walking Dead, and they want to give them their own spinoffs. So I think Troy is actually going to be that. I really do. And I'm going to laugh my ass off when they do that, but I honestly think they're going to give us a Troy spinoff. I really do. Now, let's get into some of your Q&A comments for today. First one comes from Tyler, who has a question about Fear the Walking Dead, and he has a question about Dead City. Now, first off, for Fear the Walking Dead, they basically say, do you think that Troy is going to, last all 6 episodes? And do you think we're going to see him survive these 6 episodes? Do you also think that Proctor John was the character that actually saved Troy, because he was at the dam as well when everything went down? Do you think Proctor John has a reason for, Troy's survival? Also, do you think that in Dead City we're going to see a major fight between New Babylon and Hilltop and the Barassi? And do you think that New Babylon is going to join on Maggie's side, or do you think New Babylon is going to go to the Dama side? So in terms of the Troy question, in terms of, Proctor John, I do not think Proctor John saved Troy. No, I don't. I think Proctor John is gone from the story. I think they would have announced him to return if he was returning. I don't think we're going to ever see the Proctors again in Fear the Walking Dead. Is it possible down the line in the franchise we could see them? I mean, I guess that's possible, but I don't think Fear the Walking Dead is ever going to acknowledge the Proctors again. No, I don't think so. And I do think that Troy is going to survive these 6 episodes. Call me nuts. I think Troy is going to survive these 6 episodes. I really do. And then to answer your other question, I think New Babylon is not going to be involved in the Maggie or Dama stuff. I think New Babylon is going to be a completely separate threat that we're going to be dealing with as of Season 3, to be honest. Because I think as of Season 3 of Dead City, the, Barassi and the Dama and all that, I think will be dead. And I think that the New Babylon is going to be the main big final threat for Seasons 3 and maybe Season 4, because we know that Lauren Cohen said that there could be 4 to 5 seasons of this show, so I think that New Babylon will be the final big antagonist, and I think that that's why they're introducing Armstrong the way he is. I think that's why they're doing, the leader the way she is as well, too, the way she was behaving in that finale, I think they're setting up for a major antagonist at the end of Dead City. I definitely think so. So that'll be cool. You know what I mean? Now, next one comes from Tyler. This is another Tyler, not to get them confused. Next one comes from Tyler, who says that, Dan, do you think we're going to play with time a little bit in The Ones Who Live, where maybe we're going to see Rick and Michonne already reunited back together at the beginning of the series, but we're going to go back in time in flashbacks here and there to see how they found each other? Could you see them playing with time in the series? No, I don't think so. I think we're going to see exactly what happened, and I think we're going to see a whole bunch of, Rick stuff right off the bat. I honestly don't think that they're going to mess with time in this show. I think they're going to tell us what happened from the moment that Rick arrived at the CRM. We're going to see some stuff with Michonne, and then at some point in that timeline, in the first few episodes, they'll find each other, and that'll be that. That's exactly what I think they're going to do. I don't see a reason why you would play with time, you know what I mean? I mean, I guess you could, but I don't think they're going to mess with the story too much. No, I don't think so. Next one comes from DR and Beaver, who both have questions about the CRM, and they both were saying, Dan, do you think we're going to have any connections to CRM in Dead City or the Daryl Dixon series, or is it just going to be exclusive to The Ones Who Live, the miniseries? And also, do you think that maybe they're starting to move away from the CRM? Because it feels like there's a lot of chances in a lot of these shows to have CRM connections and they're not taking them. Do you think that the CRM is going to be reserved exclusively for the Rick and Michonne series, and they're going to try to wrap up the CRM in this show and not have them be the final threat of the Walking Dead universe like we all think? Definitely not. And if that is the case, I'm going to throw a fit, because the CRM has been built up since 2018. Actually, technically 2017, because that's when 8A of the main Walking Dead aired, and that's when we saw the first ever CRM helicopter. So, and don't even tell me this bullshit about Rick and the pilot of the main series saw a helicopter in the sky. I know somebody's going to make that argument that Rick saw a helicopter in the sky of the pilot. They did not plan out the CRM back then. So, in my opinion at least, it's 2017, back when 8A of the main show was airing. Ever since 2017, we have been building up the CRM. You better be giving us a whole crap ton of CRM content. If that's just 6 episodes with this major group that was set up in The World Beyond, in Fear the Walking Dead, and in all these other shows, the main Walking Dead included it at sometimes as well, with Jadis and everything, this group has to be the end game of the Walking Dead universe, or at least a group that's going to be the main focus for a few years of this franchise, because they're the connection, you know what I mean? They're why they made The World Beyond. They're, you know, why Althea cared so much about Isabel. You know, they had that connection as well. We found out about the Reclamation team, and we found out about all this stuff, you know? So for them to just be in a limited 6-episode thing, no, I can't accept that. Absolutely not. Dan, do you think that Dead City is going to be connected to CRM, also the Daryl show? Dead City, I don't. I think Dead City's going to stand on its own. Daryl show, I do, though. I definitely do. Because we know that at some point the show goes outside of France. We know that in season 3, there's going to be a different location. They've already told us that based off of what we've heard. It sounds like France is probably only going to be like 2 seasons. You know what I mean? And then we're going to have Norman that goes back to some other location, probably in the U.S., you know. And we know that Norman Reedus, and we've heard this too, and this is public information, so we can say this. Norman did take a photo with Andrew Lincoln at the end of the filming for The Ones Who Live. He did. He posted that on his Instagram. He, you know, was literally on the set of the Rick and Michonne finale. So is there a chance that Daryl makes it back to America and back to Rick? Probably, you know what I mean? And that would mean that the Daryl Dixon series definitely is going to have some sort of CRM connection. So the Daryl Dixon series, I think, will connect. Dead City, I think they're going to keep separate from this. I do. Next one comes from Anthony, who says that whatever happened to the pioneers in Fear the Walking Dead, the ones that Strand took over in the second half of season 6, they just disappeared off screen and we never saw them again. Where do you think they went? Simple answer. If you guys don't know, for some reason, there's actually a lot of people that forget about this. Strand took over the pioneers in season 6. That's absolutely true. But he relocated to the tower. That's where he, you know, went. And if you recall, in Season 7, Episode 1, he referred to his men as the Rangers. So his Rangers just went to the tower. They just relocated. So the men that are inside of Strand's tower are just the Rangers. Now, obviously, they added more members, you know, over the time skip between Season 6 and Season 7 because they were taking people in and stuff like that, you know, were checked off on, you know, the skill set list that Strand wanted so that you can enter the tower. Friggin' Strand. But yes, the Rangers are inside of Strand's tower, and at this time they were killed off, right? So that's what happened to the Rangers. So everybody that died in that tower are Rangers included. That's exactly what happened. And, you know, again, we know that because he referred to them as the Rangers. So that's what went on. My question is, what happened to Skidmark? That's what my real question is during the nuclear fallout and all that. Like, that cat must just be dead, I guess. I don't know. If anybody knows an answer on that, let me know in the comments because I really have no idea. Next one comes from Cordon, who says that, Dan, do you think the woman in the trailer for the Daryl Dixon series that refers to Daryl as the American is somehow connected to the post-credit scene of The Walking Dead World Beyond and is maybe a CRM agent or something like that? Yes, I think you nailed that completely. I definitely think that has something to do with the CRM. They gotta start bringing in the CRM. They gotta start making this relevant again. So yes, I do think so, and I think that's why Daryl's in France. You know, as goofy as some of the things look in the Daryl show, I'm gonna be real about that. Him on an upside down boat and some of this weird stuff. Yeah, you know, it's odd for sure. But there's a reason why this show exists, and that's what I continue to tell people. Does some of the show look weird? Nuns with Daryl and all that? Yeah, it does. And it is. It sounds very unnecessary, to be honest. They could have just had, you know, different plots to build up to that. But there's a reason why Daryl's getting his own show. There's a reason why Norman Reedus was on set with Andrew Lincoln for the final episode of The Ones Who Live. There is a reason for all this, you know what I mean? It's just the matter of how does it make sense, how does it connect, and that woman in the Daryl Dixon trailer I absolutely think is connected to the woman that we saw at the end of The World Beyond that got executed and turned into a crazy variant, you know what I mean? So it's just the matter of what is it all from, right? It's just the matter of where is it all from. Next one comes from Brian Akeem, who says that, Dan, I am very confused on the timelines for the Walking Dead universe. How do you think they're going to be syncing up all of these different shows when all of these different shows are at different different points in time of the Walking Dead universe. For example, Dead City is 6 years ahead. Fear the Walking Dead is a good few years before that. Walking Dead main show is a little further, and, you know, etc., etc. Where's the Daryl show timeline taking place at? How do you think they're going to sync all this up, and, you know, that sort of thing? Now, I know you also mentioned that Fear the Walking Dead timeline is irrelevant to you because, obviously, Fear the Walking Dead is not a good show, which I agree. But, you know what the unfortunate thing is, though, Brian? Unfortunately, I have to point this out. Now that Morgan is going to go find Rick, and now that we're going to go see the Rick show, you know, next year, man, I hate this to tell you, but it is relevant. I hate to tell you. It does matter, because how long has Morgan been looking for Rick by the time that we get to The Ones Who Live, right? Now, if Morgan is in The Ones Who Live, which I really doubt he is, but if he is, then that's going to matter a lot, right? But either way, Morgan and Fear the Walking Dead, at least in my opinion, it does matter. It is a terrible show, I do agree. But with Morgan now leaving, and, you know, Dwight and Sherry potentially, you know, continuing on in the franchise, we don't know. There is definitely a lot of stuff that matters. But the only thing I would say about the timelines is that they're going to have to connect them at some point, you know? I want Walking Dead to do a grand sequel series, you know what I mean? And be like the placeholder season 12, with all of the characters coming together, all of the cast, you know, coming together and doing all this. I think that'd be amazing. But unfortunately, that's a lot to ask for. I don't know if they would ever do that. But to be honest, I think that's what would make for the strongest product, is eventually all these shows come together as one big thing, and have one major conclusion versus the CRM or whatever the hell this final threat is going to be for The Walking Dead, and put this universe, you know, to rest. You know what I mean? Because you do have to wrap up The Walking Dead at some point. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? And then the final one comes from Mass Ninja, who says that, Dan, do you think that maybe Major General Beale forced Rick to cut his hand off, or else he would threaten Alexandria? That would definitely happen. I think you're very on point with that, because here's the thing. He's going to know about Alexandria. Easily he's going to know about Alexandria, especially because Jadis turns into a villain later on in The World Beyond. She would definitely tell Major General Beale about Alexandria. And if he knows about that, the only way to keep Rick in line, and the only way that Rick hasn't tried to escape, except for that one time in the series finale, where he threw the bag in the boat and all that, but besides that, you know, the only reason why that didn't happen is because Rick probably was threatened. He probably was brought back, and he was probably like, you know what, I'm gonna chop your hand off, or not. If you don't let me, then I'm gonna go back to Alexandria and kill everybody you know. Which we know that the CRM is capable of taking out major settlements of people. We've seen them do it with the College and World Beyond, and all that stuff. We know that they're capable. So, yeah, that would make a lot of sense. You know, for some reason, people are sitting there saying, like, it doesn't make any sense why Rick hasn't made it back home. Guys, do you realize who he's captured, you know, from? Do you know where he's at? Do you realize that he tried to escape the one time, and then they caught him again, and he probably was threatened in some sort of, you know, way? And honestly, I think Mass Ninja is onto something here. I think that might be exactly what happened, to be fully honest. So, yeah, that's going to be intense once we see that. But anyway, thank you so much for all your comments. A lot of variety here, a lot of Dead City, a lot of Fear the Walking Dead, a lot of The Ones Who Live, Daryl Dixon. This was a lot of fun, so thank you all so much for the variety of comments. Continue to leave them down below, and again, there are a few I didn't get to in this one, so we'll, of course, make sure to make room for that for the next one, in addition to all your other comments that you guys can leave down below in this video. So, thank you all so much for watching, and of course, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos of The Walking Dead universe. Make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys, and of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos of The Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.